was called Be Yourself, and it was episode 17. We're doing a rewind today because we're getting ready to launch that series regarding the depression, and it's a good way to segue into that. So here's an episode that's going to be airing shortly. That was actually back in July 9th of 2018 when I was about a month in to Have Faith, Let It Begin, and I started laying the groundwork down. Would like to welcome also, in a change of segment here real quick, like to welcome Spotify now as a member of our family Alexa app as well. We want to thank everyone that has been subscribing to our show, and I will tell you right now that we are in the process of finalizing our new website, and our website will be launching very soon. It's not up yet, but when it is up, it will be coming out shortly. I'm actually going to be editing a little bit more today and getting it ready. It's going to be an opportunity for you to go in there, interact with us, see all the episodes that we're on, so that you can launch through Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Castbox, PlayerFM, and YouTube. Just another way for you to venture out and to hear more about our show. I am currently at home with my daughter Ariel, and she's taking off her little mittens, so I'm trying to put them back on, but she's not having them. Right? No mittens today? Yeah, she's not having that. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to go live now, folks, for another rendition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. And I hope you enjoy it. This is the rewind episode called Be Yourself. God bless you, and enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoy it. When I was a child, my mom always told me, Angel, when you were born, all the angels came from heaven. Do you know why? Because you're special. On June 16, 2018, I launched my show, Have Faith, Let It Begin. I always wanted to change the world, share my personal testimony, share real-life stories and motivational topics to set out to go out and change the world. Join me each and every week, Monday through Friday, because this is a show all about faith. My name is Angel, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. Hello, everyone, and this is Have Faith, Let It Begin. My name is Angel. I want to talk to you today about a couple things that have been running through my mind that I thought was just something that we should touch base on. And that is the phrase, be yourself. You know, over the holiday weekends, you tend to go out and you mingle, you go to parties, and I think that one of my biggest areas of opportunity is I have to learn to adapt a little bit better to different crowds, different surroundings. I think that also applies in our everyday life, especially our work environment. One of the things that I constantly get questioned on is when you're someone like me I'm a very outgoing person. I have a lot of energy, and I tend to be overly happy, but that's just who I am. If I go to a place and I seem a little bit quiet, people think I'm either upset or I'm not having a good time. That's not the case. Sometimes I feel that being a little bit reserved is easier for me to blend in, and then once I feel a little bit comfortable, then I start to come out of my shell. I think a lot of times for some of us, we get so involved in we'll call it a hermit. You're inside of that shell and you never want to come out, and that's the thing that's so important to come out of. You have to be able to feel comfortable and be yourself. You have to be able to say, you know what, this is me, this is who I am, and I'm proud of myself. When I was in around 2005 or 2006, I was very, very shy, believe it or not, but I was shy in the sense of my faith. I didn't want to accept the fact that my friends weren't always in the same, they weren't walking the same path as I was. I didn't have a problem with that. They were great people, and I say past tense because unfortunately we had a falling out, which would be in a later episode about losing friends. Maybe the next day we'll go on that. But I was afraid to express my love for God. I was afraid to express who I really was, and that held me back. And for 2 years, I didn't allow people to see my entire self. If I had to say from a percentage standpoint, I gave everybody about 75% of me, which, in my opinion, is not good. You know, you want to give at least 100%, at least 95%. You know, sometimes we don't feel 100%, but at least give it 90%. Let's just say 90% then. Well, we'll go with 90%. And it took a long time. It took for me to adjust and to believe that it's okay to have a relationship with God and relationship with people around you. And you know what? Sometimes they may not have the same faith. They may not have the same walk, but you don't judge them. And you certainly don't try to, and I hate putting it in this terms, but I will, because we do have a lot of listeners that don't walk the same walk that I do, but they listen because they're motivated by our talks. So I'm going to say it this way. You don't try to go out and recruit people, because, you know, that's the thing about faith and religion that a lot of people get mixed up on. And, you know, we're not in the recruiting business. God calls upon all of us to act in His image, to be in His image. He created us in His image. So our actions are what speak louder than words. Our actions are what make people want to eventually walk or follow us and become a part of the faith and the joy that we have for one another. So that's something that I wanted to point out. But back to the fact that you have to learn to be yourself. Do not go into your workforce and allow people to bully you and push you around. You have to prove to people, but you have to prove to yourself that you are more than willing. You are capable. You are self-efficient. You need to be proud of the person that your parents created. Proud of the person that God made you. And that falls on any category you can think of. Whether it's believing that believing in yourself when you look in the mirror and you say, you know what? I like what I see. And a lot of you have expressed to me, you know, Angel, I get up in the morning and I'm just not happy with who I am. Okay. I understand. I do. I really do. My entire life I've always been a little bit heavy. And, you know, thank God for me, I was always healthy. I had a couple surgeries here and there that have come up my way, and, you know, and a couple little things that, you know, that of course life can throw a curve on. If you hear my signal light, by the way, again, I'm driving to work. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are a beautiful person. And not because I just say so. You know, people say that, oh, these celebrities, they get on TV and they're saying, you know, oh, you have to be this and that, and it could be a publicity stunt. They have just as many problems as we do. They have the same insecurities that we all do. Nobody in this world is perfect. Not even God. We are all one body. We all have to believe in ourselves. Look in the mirror tomorrow when you wake up and ask yourself, what do you see? And look past any insecurity that you've ever had and just say to yourself, I am blessed to be who I am. I am blessed to be on this earth. I'm blessed to breathe the air that I breathe. But I am even more blessed to share the talents and the gifts that God has presented me to others in this world. Remember that each and every day when you go out into the world. Remember that God made you in His image. Remember that God made you so that you can go out and change the world. And that could be one act of kindness. That could be a pay it forward. That could be one good compliment to somebody else. But remember, being yourself is being truthful to the person that you were made to be. So I challenge each and every one of you today, as you step out of your car, to walk into that office, walk into that classroom, walk into that building, and say, this is me. This is who I am. And this is the day that the Lord has made. Let me rejoice and be glad in it, because this is me. Have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.